meeting will discuss the complaints policy and procedures that have been updated for TRI Fitness. We will discuss the relevant legislation, purpose of the policy, the scope of the policy, and procedures for managing complaints in relation to a few areas. Finally, I will go through the strategies and the policy review date, and then we will have question time. First of all, for the relevant legislation and regulation requirements, member complaints should be in line with the Australian consumer law. It is a nationwide law that upholds fair trading practices and governs the regulations around it. It was introduced on January the 1st of 2011, which is a wider body of the regulatory legislation, the Competition and Consumer Act 2010. This is administered by the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission. The purpose of this policy is to provide both employees and customers with a clear, transparent, and easy-to-follow process for submitting, managing, handling, and resolving complaints that members may have. The policy will also allow employees to make decisions and work with confidence when member complaints occur. The scope of this policy extends to all members of TRI Fitness, all employees, and anybody who has transacted with the company and wishes to make a complaint. Now, the procedures for managing complaints in relation to customer behaviour. If a customer wishes to make an informal complaint about another customer, this should be handled by the manager at the fitness centre. The procedure will be at the discretion of the manager in mediation, discussion, or advice. If, however, they wish to make a formal complaint, then it should be submitted to the TRI Fitness Administration via the TRI Fitness website. Fill in the complaints and appeals form, and this form must include the date, name of complainant, reason for complainant, dates of any events which caused the complaint. All complaints are viewed by the administration manager and the chief operations officer first, before any relevant staff are involved. All complaints aim to be handled within 10 days, and complainants are notified in writing of the outcome. In the same way, if a customer wishes to make a complaint in relation to customer relations, this should primarily be handled by the manager at the fitness centre for an informal setting. This can include mediation, discussion, or advice of the customer. However, if the customer is not satisfied and wishes to make a formal complaint, then they should follow the procedure as mentioned above. If a customer makes a complaint in regards to product or service quality, then they must submit their complaint once again via the complaints and appeals form. The form should include the date, name of complainant, product or service they are paid for, the reason behind the complaint, and any employees involved in the service. Refunds and compensation at full cost are determined on a case-by-case basis by the administration manager and the chief operations officer. If a customer has identified a problem and wishes to suggest a resolution, then this can be resolved quickly through mediation and discussion with the manager, who is the first point of contact. If problem resolution cannot be reached by the manager, they will escalate the issue to the chief operations officer. If a customer wishes to submit a complaint regarding customer service delivery, then the manager will ensure any necessary disciplinary action or ongoing retraining of employees is implemented. If a customer is not satisfied with the manager's solution, they may submit a formal complaint via the complaints and appeals form. If a customer wishes to issue a complaint regarding record keeping and management, they must submit a formal complaint, which should contain the date, name of complainant, reason for complaint, any dates of particular events that have caused the complaint, any employees involved, and at the complainant's discretion, any ways the complainant feels that a problem with the record keeping or management can be resolved. Now I will move on to strategies. Strategies for monitoring, managing, and introducing ways to improve customer service include providing members with regular opportunities via email and surveys to provide their opinion, regular meetings with trainer and instructors to come up with ideas and suggestions to implement in training new staff, and a focus on creating a connection during staff training. Strategies for obtaining customer feedback include an increased online presence on social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter, training of employees to incorporate flexibility and feedback during training sessions with members, as well as putting up notices around fitness centres for members to fill in feedback surveys on what can be improved. Finally, I would like to address the policy review date. This policy is reviewed every year on the 1st of July at the end of financial year, in order to accommodate the changes made following major restructuring, budgets and internal movements. Now, we will move on to question time. Do you guys have any questions regarding the new complaints policy?
How will you disseminate the new employees at the Try Fitness?
The Chief Operations Officer will have a meeting with all regional managers upon the release of the policy in order to impart the purpose and utilisation of the policy. All managers are then responsible for holding in-house meetings with their respective employees to clear up any concerns and questions regarding the employee's role within the policy. This will allow for any adjustable changes that may come up. All employees will receive a digital copy of the policy, and hard copy prints will be made at all centres for viewing when needed.
In the context of public relations, how will you inform TRI Fitness members of the new complaints policy procedures?
Since the new complaints policy is designed to be as simple, straightforward and fast to solve as possible, whilst holding management accountable and solving problems for our customers, given that resolutions to complaints have a service time of 10 days, our goal is to provide a better experience overall for our customers. In the context of public relations, our members will be notified by email, through posts on social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter, as well as through word of mouth, as our employees are to be instructed to talk about the new policy to all members taking a class or specialist service, or buying a product. This will alleviate the culture of hostility about complaints, and thus improve public relations with our customers by displaying how transparent we are as a company about clearing up issues that customers may face.